Hello and welcome to this week's YouTube video. Today I'm going to paint this lurcher. So before we begin, a few words about this painting. This was actually a deceptively hard picture to paint because the whole painting hinges on controlling those temperature shifts in the fabric between the warm and the cool orange hues and also the shift in the temperature in the dog's fur. This dog has a sort of brindle coloured coat that also shifts between browns and greys. However, I have avoided using solely black and white, i.e. a grey black and white, anywhere in this painting. So let's start painting then, and I'll talk about this as we go along. So this one was done in my normal way of layers. I'll show you a photo of the painting after each layer so you can clearly see the progress. If you are not familiar with my process, then there are lots of other videos on my channel which I speak about this. So I really wanted to get into the nuts and bolts quickly of why this painting was hard. And it's very tempting to get lost in the detail of the reference photo. As this was a commission, I can't show the original photo, but I will describe to you how it was. The fabric that the dog is lying on had a geometric pattern on it, and the brindle of the dog's fur was far more pronounced than I have made it in this painting. So firstly, the most important thing is I had to edit. So it was very easy for me to get lost in the detail of trying to paint this geometric pattern and complex markings on the dog's coat. But if I'd have done that, I would have produced something that wasn't that realistic. Because remember, our eyes do not see like that. It is the camera that shows us the pattern on the dog's fur and also the pattern on the fabric that the dog is lying on. It is not our eyes that see this. They get a sort of general sense of what is going on, so you have to imply it, but you don't have to stress it. So the pattern has come off the fabric and the dog's coat has been simplified. My best advice here is to squint. Squint at your reference photo to give you a sense of what is important to put into your painting and what to leave out. So the second biggest mistake then that I could have made with this painting is to paint a dog that has no relationship with his background in terms of colour. So what I mean by this is, it would be very tempting to paint a black and white dog lying on an orange blanket. If I was to do this, I would get a very disjointed painting. The dog needs to be integrated into its background. So how do I do this then? The colours in the darkest darks of my dog are black plus cad red. This gives me a warm dark black brown. To go one step further then, I would add black to alizarin crimson. This will also give me a darker black than cad red plus black, but it will still be warm. So in my darkest areas then, I am switching between two blacks, cad red plus black and also alizarin crimson plus black, but they are both warm. As I transition into his mid-tone areas, I am now varying my temperatures to cooler colours. So for example, I'm using raw umber plus yellow ochre plus ultramarine deep plus white. This is giving me a cooler grey. However, this is not as cool as the second grey that I am mixing, which is cad red plus ultramarine deep plus white. I am aiming for a silvery purple. At no point do I just use black and white. So I am switching then between two greys. I am switching between a warmer grey and a cooler grey. For the dog's white areas, I am using cad red plus ultramarine deep plus white as my base grey. But I am adjusting this with yellow ochre light and cad red, depending upon whether I am aiming for more of a yellow white, pink white or orange white. So again, I am controlling the temperatures in my whites with my primary colours of yellow, red and blue. So let's talk about that background orange then. At no point do I use a mix of cad red plus cad yellow. Such a saturated background would just swallow up that dog. We need to control that orange with its colour opposites and also split complementaries. I will need to use a lot of colour to make that fabric look realistic. So I'm just going to show you this in a diagram as it will help explain what I'm saying. You will control the saturation of that orange in the following way. Orange is warm, our colour opposite that will neutralise it is blue. If you want to cool your orange down, then add blue. But we are also working with this section of the colour wheel for our oranges. So don't forget your split complementaries that will work with these colours. Do not forget also that these are warm plus these are cool. So this is how you will control the temperature shift and give the painting a sense of realism with all that colour. Unfortunately, the camera just cannot pick it up, but you'll have to take my word for it that there is more colour in it than you can actually see in the video. So back to the painting then, we are using all our colours in our palette throughout this painting. And because we are doing this, it is a much more integrated dog into its background. So whether you are a thin painter, thick painter, paint in layers or alla prima, it doesn't matter. Understanding colour and how your palette works is something that you can put into your own practice, no matter what your technique. And understanding colour is hard. It takes a lot of purposeful practice to really get a sense of it. You are much better off trying to knock out as many paintings as you can than spending weeks over one, because it is only when you do quantity that you become not really precious about your paintings and you're not really afraid for them to go wrong. You will learn from your mistakes and figure it out as you go along. And here it is then, the finished painting. I hope you have found this video useful. Please like and subscribe if you can, and also check out my website sarahhallidayart.com, where you will find examples of my work plus also online classes that I run. Thank you for watching and see you for the next one.